28th June 2022. Morning Murli. Om Shanti. BapDada. Madhuban. Sweet children, you Brahmins, mouth-prone creation of Brahma, must definitely follow Srimad in order to claim your full inheritance from the unlimited Father for 21 births. Question: what preparations are you children making? What is your plan? Answer: you are making preparations to go to the land of immortality. Your plan is to change Bharat into heaven. You are engaged in doing the service of changing Bharat into heaven with your mind, your bodies, and your wealth. You are the Father's complete helpers. Your new kingdom is being established with the power of non-violence, whereas human beings are making plans for destruction. Song: Mother, oh Mother, you are the bestower of life for all. Om Shanti. Whose praise did you hear? That of two mothers. One is the praise of the Father as the mother and the Father. The praise of the incorporeal too is, you are the mother and the Father. Because if he is the Father, then there is definitely a mother. You know that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, has to create the world, and so a mother is definitely needed. The Father has to enter an ordinary body. Shiv Jayanti and Shivratri are remembered. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, definitely incarnates, but for what? In order to create the new creation and to destroy the old creation. He creates them through Brahma. A worldly father is also a limited Brahma because he creates a limited creation with his wife. Only their children call them mother and father. No one else does so. You are our mother and father, and we are your children. Here it is a question of many children because Prajapita Brahma has many children. Therefore, the unlimited Father would definitely have created the Brahmin clan, that is, the Brahmin caste, through the lotus mouth of Brahma. Thus, one gives birth through his mouth, whereas those parents give birth as a result of sin, and so this praise cannot apply to them. The praise of the unlimited mother and father is, you are the mother and the father. You have come and made us belong to you. That's it. We receive a lot of happiness from you for 21 births. So you have become a grandchildren of shivbaba through the mouth of Brahma. Jagadamba, Saraswati becomes a mouth-born creation of Brahma. It is sung in Bharat, you are our mother and father. So surely the world mother and the world father are needed. Your children have been adopted through their mouths. You receive the inheritance from shivbaba, not from this Brahma. The one whom he has entered is called the mother. An inheritance is not received from a mother. An inheritance is always received from a father. You are receiving the inheritance from the unlimited Father. All of this praise has been sung on the path of devotion, so he definitely has to come here later on. Children are experiencing a lot of sorrow. The land of happiness has to come after the land of sorrow. In the golden age, there is Satapradhan happiness, and in the silver age, it is a little less because there are 2 celestial degrees less. In the copper and the iron ages, there is even less. The cycle has to continue to turn. You children understand that the unlimited Father creates heaven, but he definitely has to create the subtle region first because Brahma is definitely needed. Shivbaba adopts Brahma. He says, you belong to me. Then this one says, Baba, I belong to you. Therefore Brahma takes birth from Shiv. Shivbaba has 3 children. He tells you the biography of the 3. This corporeal Brahma will later become Avyakt Brahma, and you children of corporeal Brahma will also become children of the subtle Brahma. These are very deep matters. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the creator of the world. He first creates heaven. The inheritance of heaven has to be received from the Father. Everyone is now in hell, but the inheritance must have been given to us when we were created. The Father says, I am now creating you. I came 5000 years ago too and created the Brahmin clan through Brahma. The sacrificial fire of knowledge is created by Rudra, and it can only be looked after by Brahmins. So, you are the Brahmins who are the mouth-born creation of Brahma. Those Brahmins are born through vice. They cannot be called the Brahmins who are the mouth-born creation of Brahma. You children are now the mouth-born creation of Brahma. Brahmins are definitely needed first. From what were the Brahmins converted? The Shudra caste existed here, but you children are now in the Brahmin clan. You have been raised from the fit to the stage of the top knot, and you will later change from Brahmins into deities. These clans are of those who belong to the original deity religion, not of those who belong to other religions. For 21 births, you are in the deity clan. The Brahmin clan is for the one birth or even 1.5 a birth, because children who depart with these sanskars can come once again and take knowledge. So the Father explains, children, if you want to become the masters of heaven, you must definitely become pure. You have been drowning for 63 births and you are now in great sorrow. It is a question of the whole of Bharat. It is not that the whole of Bharat is happy at this time. Yes, there are many wealthy ones in Bharat. A child who is a millionaire came, but his arms and legs do not function, and so that is sorrow. If even one person in the whole world had sorrow, that world is the land of sorrow. Not a single one experiences sorrow in the golden age. Bharat was the land of happiness, who created heaven, the Father. Therefore, we children have a right to that. 5000 years ago, we definitely went to heaven. It is even said 3000 years before Christ, God came and spoke the Gita. Therefore, the time span 5000 years is accurate. It has been 2000 years since Christ, and that was 3000 years before Christ, and so God has now come to speak the Gita again. Truly, the deity religion has now disappeared. Your children are the Pandavas, the ones whose support is the God of the Gita. He is incorporeal. The expression Rudragyan Yajna is also in the scriptures. In fact, there is also Shivratri, means the night of Shiv. There is the term Shiv Jayanti. Rudra Jayanti and Rudraratri cannot be used. Why is the term Shivratri used? At present, it is the unlimited night and there is immense darkness. The Father says, I come at the time of the unlimited night, for the day is now about to come. My birth does not take place like those of physical human beings. Krishna took birth through the palace, his mother's womb. You children understand that you are now to receive a great deal of happiness of heaven from the mother and the father. The world does not know which sparrow is called heaven or hell. Bharat was called the golden sparrow. You are now studying here. You follow Srimad. By following Srimad, you became like Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan of heaven, since they are the masters of the golden age. Their last and 84th birth must surely have been at the end of the Iron Age. They must have studied Raj Yoga at that time. Not only one studied Raj Yoga, but the whole Sun dynasty clan studied it. They are the ones who come and claim the inheritance of the sun and the moon dynasties from the unlimited Father. The Father says, now promise me that you will remain pure because I am establishing the pure world. You have been impure for 63 births, which is why you were in sorrow. You were very happy in heaven. Bharat, which has become like a shell, will once again become like a diamond. That one is the only Father who says, I have come once again to teach you Raj Yoga. The unlimited Father says, become pure for this last birth. Drink nectar given by this mother and father and renounce drinking poison. Come down from the pyre of lust and sit on the pyre of knowledge. You are receiving Srimad. Those who do not have the faith that they are claiming the inheritance say, Baba, it is very difficult to renounce poison. Oh, but you are to receive happiness for 21 births. Can you not renounce poison for that? By performing devotion, doing penance, and tapasya, etc., you receive limited happiness. You receive unlimited happiness from the unlimited Father. The Father says, I even uplift the sages because they do not know shivbaba. None of them can attain salvation. No one is able to return home. If they were to know the path to the Father's home, they would be able to come and go. Everyone has to take rebirth and go through the stages of Sato, Rajo, and Tamo. This is known as false Maya, the false body, and the false world. Each scripture is remembered in the name of the founder of that particular religion, and they are known as their religious scriptures. What did Christ do when he came? He himself came, and then all the souls of his clan had to follow him. Expansion continues to take place. People are now being converted to Christianity, although mostly it is Hindus who are converted because they do not know about their own religion. You now understand that you will go into the deity clan. The Sri Krishna soul is also studying now. However, because it is the time of the confluence, all the stories have been mixed together. All the images, etc., are the paraphernalia of the path of devotion. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the ocean of knowledge. Everyone receives salvation from him. There will be very few in the golden age. Then all others will have settled their karmic accounts and return to their land of liberation. They will receive peace whilst you are receiving happiness. You are now studying in order to claim unlimited happiness. Those who have it in their paths will continue to make effort every cycle. Those who became Brahmins will become the masters of heaven. Although it is number-wise according to your efforts, the sampling of the deity religion is now being planted, and those who came here a cycle ago will come again. The drama will definitely inspire you to make effort. At this time, everyone has a stone intellect. Those with divine intellects are in the golden age. The subjects as well as the rulers have divine intellects. You are now the Pandava army, and you are laying the foundation of heaven with the Father's help. You are making a plan for heaven. You are preparing to go to the land of immortality. The plans that everyone else are making are all for their own destruction. You are not violent. All others are violent. The violent ones will fight among themselves and destroy each other. There will then be cries of victory. You children understand that, according to the drama, those who came in the previous cycle are the ones who will come again and expansion will take place. Some belong to the Father and then divorce him. The Father says, if you follow Srimad, you will become an emperor or empress of the Sun dynasty. It is a question of making effort here. Those people have been telling stories from the scriptures in an interesting way, and people have been listening to them. While listening, they continue to become residents of hell. The celestial degrees continue to decrease. They say that their husband is their God, and yet they still adopt a guru. The degrees continue to decrease. The world has to become Tamapradhan. The Father speaks to souls. He says, sweet children, your 84 births are now over. Now become soul conscious and remember me alone. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, be true Brahmins and take care of this Rudragan Yagya. Just as corporeal Brahma became subtle, so you have to make effort to become subtle in the same way. Second point, in order to become happy for 21 births, promise the Father that you will remain pure for this one birth. Leave the power of lust and sit on the power of knowledge. You must definitely follow Srimad. Blessing. May you become full of all attainments by using the key of the great mantra that you have received from the Sadguru. Explanation. As soon as you took birth, the first great mantra you received from the Sadguru was be pure, be yogi. This great mantra is the key to all attainments. If there isn't a purity, if there isn't a yogi life, then even though you have all rights, you will not experience those rights. Therefore, this great mantra is the key with which to experience all treasures. By remaining aware of the key of the great mantra that you have received from the Sadguru as your fortune, you will become full of all attainments. Slogan. Your safety lies in the gathering. Know the importance of the gathering and become great. Om Shanti. Invaluable, elevated versions of Mateshwariji. People ask how the world began. People have heard all sorts of stories about this. But God Himself tells us how the world was created. In fact, God is eternal, and so this world is also eternal. The eternal world begins with God. Look, these words of God are mentioned in the Gita. When I come, I destroy the devilish world and establish the divine world. That is, I purify Iron Age Tamoguni impure souls. So, first of all, in the beginning of the world, God created the three forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar, and He then established the deity world through Brahma and Saraswati. So this means that the world began with Brahma, and Christians refers to Brahma as Adam and to Saraswati as an Eve. Because of not knowing, they gave the one Brahma different names. Some call the Supreme Soul God, some call Him Allah, but the Supreme Soul is one. The difference is just in the language. Acha, Om, Shanti.